Hi, with the Diplo News. I'm Speak Chan and I'll be your host today. A lot of stuff happened this week, so if you want to skip ahead, or if you came here for a particular thing, there will be chapters in the video description and on the video timeline itself. Let's get started. In Iran, the Islamabad memorandum, which is the thing I did 2 videos on, which will be on the top of your screen now, is being upheld. Though the deal has proven to be very controversial, in especially the United States, as some sources like The Independent say national treasuries, companies, and households everywhere have come under pressure, and the poorest have suffered most. The Independent, a liberal-leaning outlet, later goes on to say, to the now obvious irritation of the United States President, Mr. Netanyahu is continuing his invasion and occupation of southern Lebanon designed to neutralize Hezbollah, which, despite the fact that the phrasing is obviously biased against Donald Trump, is true. As just a day ago, as of writing, Israeli tanks have been spotted advancing in southern Lebanon, even though the Islamabad memorandum has been in effect for the past week or so. Meanwhile, Fox News, a conservative outlet, is glazing the shit out of Trump, saying that the deal refutes reports that the United States would be offering Iran $300 billion, making clear that the United States would instead permit outside investment into Iran if it adhered to the Memorandum of Understanding. This is just straight up wrong, because I read the text of the Islamabad Memorandum, and one of the terms is explicitly, and I quote, the United States of America undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive, mutually agreed plan with at least $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. So I have zero idea where the fuck Fox News is getting this information from. Sorry about the interruption, but if you like what I'm doing, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and join the Discord. My Discord is in the description of this video and in my bio, so if you want to join, it'll be there. Let's get back to the news. In an unprecedented turn of events, the United States Senate has finally passed the War Powers Resolution I brought up in one of my previous videos, which will be on the top of your screen now. It's very unlikely that Donald Trump will sign off on this, but this is meant to be more symbolic than anything. This comes at an important time because just a week ago, Donald Trump and the Iranian president signed the Islamabad Memorandum, which will give way for a peace deal in about 2 months. So, what does this mean? Well, Donald Trump's pressure from Congress has increased tenfold as of writing. There is a Republican majority in both chambers of Congress, so passing the War Powers Resolution is very unprecedented and goes to show just how much this war has come to affect American politics. This makes sense considering Donald Trump's approval rating is at a staggering 60% against him. So it's almost certain very likely that even among Donald Trump's base, there are some dissatisfied voters. In Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky publicly threatened Belarus with intervention if Belarus doesn't remove Russian drone signaling equipment from its country. Volodymyr Zelensky gave Belarus a week starting from June 19th and ending on June 26th or 27th. Where are the chances I think a new front will pop off and Ukraine will invade Belarus? Well, I personally think that chances are unlikely to very unlikely because the war down south is taking up a significant chunk of Ukrainian resources away from a possible Belarusian front. However, I think it is very likely to a roughly even chance that Ukraine will airstrike Belarusian drone assets if Belarus fails to remove them by Friday or Saturday. On that, I think Belarus withdrawing those assets to be very likely because Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, probably can't afford a war because he's been facing domestic pressure, and unlike in the past, Russia probably cannot send troops into Minsk again, so if a war pops off, Lukashenko is probably cooked. Well, that's it for this week's news, so if you like what I'm doing, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, join the Discord. The Discord is in the video description, in my channel bio, and in my channel bio. I also have a phone on screen in the video description and in my channel bio. So there's a website where you can buy me gifts that I can check in, or simply send me money. So if you want to check that out, it's throne.com/inspects. If you made it this far, comment the video emoji.